Okay, it's the 25th of Feb. It's Tuesday. We've got about just over 30 minutes to the NY Open. We'll start in a second. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the calendar. There should be nothing this week. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing today. There's nothing tomorrow. Thursday, unemployment claims 30 minutes after the NY Open, around 8:30 a.m. EST. And then on Friday we have this core PCE price index. These really they don't matter at all. They don't do much to price. They don't do anything, in fact. So I don't know why they're red folders. They should actually be orange folders. They should be medium impact news, not high impact news. Anyway, it's a non-news week. I consider this week a non-news week. Now, having said that, next month, March, we're going to have 3 consecutive weeks of volume, anticipated volume, right? Let me rephrase that. Anticipated volume, 3 consecutive weeks of anticipated volume starting March. And the reason for that is week 1 is NFP, week 2 is CPI and PPI, week 3 is retail sales and the federal funds rate, the FOMC statement, right? And the FOMC statement. So the first 3 weeks of March, high impact news in all 3 weeks, right? And then obviously the fourth week there is no news, and then the fifth week is basically just 2 days there, right? So the first 3 weeks of March is a lot of news. So we're probably going to be quiet. I think this week things are going to be very quiet because there should be a lot of volume coming in the first, second, and third week of March. Okay, so price is still between 29.29 and 2950. We've been like this for 5 days now, right? This was since the since the 19th of Feb. We've been like this. Price has been hovering between 29.29 and 2950, basically around 160 pip range, right? It's just bouncing. Price has been bouncing at the highs and at the lows between a 160 pip range for the last 5 days. That's a very long time. Let's go to so basically the daily candle again. Just like I said, there is nothing much has changed since yesterday's daily analysis. I ignore these 3 candles. These 3 candles have no information on the daily time frame. There is no information on these 3 candles. So I look at this candle. This candle closed above 29.29, and yesterday we had a candle close above 29.50, right? Signaling that we are heading towards 3,000. I've been saying this since Jan. Price is heading towards 3,000, but it's taken a long time to get there. That's absolutely fine. That's how price moves. It doesn't move in a straight line. It moves up, pulls back, moves up, pulls back. That's how it does, right? To grab, because it needs to grab liquidity to keep heading higher. So we're idly heading towards 3,000, but there can be a reversal at any point, and we don't know where exactly the reversal is going to be. It could be from 29.50, where we pull back 300-400 pips and then push up again. That's possible. Let's see if that happens. Right now on the daily, all we know is that the previous daily candle has closed above 29.50. The daily time frame is bullish, and price should be pushing up. Okay, let's go to our trading chart. On the trading chart, before we do that, let's have a quick look at yesterday, what happened. I did give out a trade idea. I said wait for, I think, M30 support to form. Yeah, that was the only trade idea that I gave. If you watch the last 5 minutes of yesterday's stream, you'll hear clearly the trade idea that was given and exactly when it would happen. I was very precise in when exactly the trade would happen, when the setup would happen. Just give me a second. Yeah, okay. So the idea was that wait for 30-minute support to form, and then take the trade to push up. So price did come dip in. It dipped into the liquidity candle once again, grabbed liquidity, pushed up, created support, 30-minute support, but to me this is not a liquidity candle. This candle is a better liquidity candle, but the next candle did not pull back. Anyway, this was outside. I was not here by then. I was just, at the end of my trading session. So I didn't take this trade, but there was no pullback either. Even if I was at the chart, I wouldn't have taken the trade from up here, because I want to see at least a pullback somewhere to the middle of this candle, this this tradable 30-minute candle, right? I want to see price come at least somewhere there, with a stop under there to anticipate price to head back to the liquidity candle, and that's exactly what it did, but it did it without a pullback. So that was the only trade idea, and that's it. Okay, so let's get rid of all of these. Price is moving a lot today. It's a lot of volume in pre-NY. Let's see if this kind of volume continues into the NY session. It'll be nice to see that continue into the NY session. So I'm basically getting rid of all the things, everything that I drew yesterday. Okay, let's get rid of this liquidity candle. Let's get rid of this also. Okay, so okay, let's start. Just give me a second. 1 second. Yeah. All right. So yesterday we had drawn a 4-hour zone here. Based on the 4-hour time frame, it's very ugly, but nevertheless there was 4-hour demand there, and that's where price has come to. So price hasn't broken through that yet. That's the end of the zone, the low of that candle. Price hasn't gone through it yet, so I'm going to extend that zone to the right. Okay, now price has broken through this. Let's look for new. There is supply there. Let's go up to the 1-hour time frame. There's supply there as well, right? I'll explain this. Okay, so the first supply zone is basically a rally, a single basin candle. This candle has more collective wick than it has body, basin candle, and the drop. Okay, that's pretty obvious. Let's go down to the 1 hour and just clean that up. Yeah, that's good. So the high is yeah, this high is 379 and the close is 867. 379867. Okay, now here there is a rally and a drop here. Price hasn't come to that. There is supply there. Let's look at the 30-minute time frame if we can find a base. Nope. 15-minute, nope. There is no base, so we're gonna have to I don't go beyond the 15-minute. I don't go below the 15-minute time frame when looking for these zones, high time frame zones. So we'll have to work without a base. So there's a rally and a drop. So when there is absolutely no opportunity of finding a base, this is how you draw it, right? From the high to the open of the candle. 441 and 629. Okay, all right. So that's supply, right? So this is H4 supply. This is H1 supply. And the reason this is 4-hour supply is because it's visible on the 4-hour time frame. The other one visible on the 1-hour time frame. Okay, fine. Okay, now let's look if there is any more supply zones. There Got to wait for this candle to close, and then there might be supply here. Yeah, yeah. We got to wait for the candle to close. Anyway, okay, this is the 4-hour demand from yesterday. This was drawn yesterday. This was based off um, this drop base rally. That was the 1-hour zone, and I took this low because that is based off the 4-hour zone, or drop, base, and rally. Okay, so that's the base. I combined those two into one. If you want to see how I drew this in more detail, you can watch the first 5-10 minutes of yesterday's stream. Then we have this, that's a 1-hour zone. I'll extend that to the right. That was from last week. Price hasn't come there yet. It might do today. Yeah, we might drop. Just extending these high liquidity candles to the right. Just save this. Okay. Right, we're going to take a closer look at these areas. This is still a high liquidity zone. So is this one. Let's look at this on the 1-hour. Yeah, this is based off the 1-hour time frame. That's all that's left of the zone. Prices come deep into. There's a rally, a base, and a rally. The rally, base rally, that's 1-hour demand zone. Prices come into it, so that's all that is left of the zone, that little bit of that wick. But it hasn't broken through it yet, so I'm going to have it there. And then the zone below that is this. That's visible on the 4-hour. That's clear. That's a rally, base, and a rally, right? That's clear. That's a 4-hour zone. That's a one. That's what's left of the one now. Okay. Yeah. So those are the zones for the NY session. Now, let's take a look at, we have two new zones that we've drawn here. Let's check if they're high liquidity zones. We can do it on this time frame. Has this supply taken out any demand to the left? Yes, it has. This push down took out this rally base rally, plus it did take out this as well. Push down took out this drop base rally. So this is a high liquidity zone. And the zone above, did it take out anything to the left? Yeah, there was a drop base rally here. Price came down, took out these lows here. So this too is a high liquidity zone. Okay, we're forming some sort of supply now. It's more interesting when price starts to form supply. Otherwise, prices are all-time highs, and it's very boring to trade because there are no zones. There are not many zones. Okay. Okay, fine. Now, prices come back here. We're in demand. We're going to take a look at this area and see if there's a liquidity candle. We did this yesterday, but I'm going to redo it right now. I'm going to look at this area. What I'm in fact going to do is I'm going to split this zone into two. Okay, it's going to be one, and then there is this. We'll get rid of the liquidity candle here. We'll redo that. So that's a drop and that's a rally. That's the base, but prices come into it. I don't want to overlap it, so that's the reason I'm having it down here. Let's put the numbers on this. Low 2134, 2134. Okay, and this would be 21.14. This low would be 679. Now I split it, so that's 1 hour demand. This is also 1 hour demand. Let's clean up the chart a bit. We're dropping right through that zone. There's a lot of volume in pre-NY. Look at the drop. 170 pip drop pre-NY session. It's a lot of volume. I hope the volume continues. It'll be nice. We have volume like this in the NY session as well. Be a good trading day. So all I've done is I've split this 4-hour zone, the drop base rally. It was a very wide zone, 100 and almost a 140 pip zone. I've split it into two 1-hour zones, right? I had it drawn as one yesterday, but I split it into two because we have a price is right there in it right now, and we have a clear 1-hour drop base rally. Price came close, couldn't get in, tapped it, pushed up. Soon as it tapped it, there was volume. That was the London session. Price pushed up, and now we've come back into it, right? So now the next step is, since now we have our supply demand zones for the, let me just save this. So now that we have our supply demand zones for the NY session, the next thing I do is we identify we've done that, we identify high liquidity zones as well. Now we're going to see if we have a high liquidity candle. So we're going to look at these areas, prices coming here. We're going to take a look at, relook at these four zones and see if we have a high liquidity candle in here where price can react to, right? So the first thing we do is we'll look at this area. There's a large wick here. Let's mark this wick out. When you see a wick, that's usually a liquidity wick, right? It's grab liquidity. So it's important to identify them and mark them. Okay, let's look at we're looking for the largest bullish candle. Let's look at the 15-minute. That's a 62 pip candle. And that is smaller. Let's go down to the 5-minute. $44, 40, 31. That one right there. Along that is this 47. Yeah, so we'll mark this one. This high is 606, 164. Okay. So it's on the 5-minute. Yeah, the 5-minute candle is better. Okay, and we've tapped it already, right? So we've tapped that candle. Perfect. Let's look at, if there is not enough liquidity here, price will come further down. Let's look at this area. Let's look at it on the 1 hour. Again, there's a wick here. Let's go down to the 30-minute. It's a 60 pip candle there. Let's go down to the 15-minute. It's a 42 pip candle. Let's go down to the 5-minute. $26. Yeah. 44. That's good. 324892. Don't want to overlap this. We've come low is 134. So yeah, it's better. Okay, so that candle is a 43 pip candle. We've come 50% mark. We've come to the almost the 50% mark of that candle, right? So there may or may not be a liquidity there. If price comes, we might go through it. If you break that low, then we're coming to the next one. Look at that. Price tapped the liquidity candle, pushing up. But we have to wait. We got to wait for the candle to close. There's nothing to do right now. Okay. Next zone is this, right? That's the next zone. Again, there is a wick there. Let's go down to the 30-minute time frame. Nothing on the 30-minute. Nothing on the 15. So there's nothing on the 5. Just this candle. Yeah. Yeah, maybe on the 15. Yeah, this one right here. 856430. 8.56. Price hasn't tapped it. Oh, it has tapped it. It's tapped it here. Yeah, we've tapped this candle. Create another liquidity candle. Yeah. So these liquidity candles are very close to each other. Right? So price can grab liquidity any one of these three and push up. There's hardly any space between them. Right? So it's not like previously, because price is so tight and it's been ranging for the last 5 days. Um, it's not leaving any. It's not. There are no. The zones are not far from each other. That's what you're saying. The zones are all very close to each other, which is obvious because there's no volume, right? If there was a lot of volume, the 4-hour candles would be much larger, or the 1-hour candles would be much larger, and you'll have a lot of space between zones. But you're not seeing that, but because for the last 5 days, price has been ranging, and the ADR is dropping in the average daily range. Okay, and then once we break that, we should drop to this candle. Once if we break this low, Sorry, this one, we should drop to this candle right here. It's 145 pips away. Let's get rid of this also. Let's really look at these zones. We got some time. We've got another 7 minutes to the NY Open. Yeah, that's a clear 4-hour zone. So we could drop here about 75 pips if you break this low. But if price breaks this liquidity candle low, then it's coming into this 4-hour zone. So let's take a look at this area. Let's go to the 1 hour. I'm looking for the largest bullish candle in that area. Okay. 30-minute time frame. That's 42. It's 38. It's this one. 45. So also this one 46. Let's go to the 15-minute. 43. 42. 43. 45. Yes. The 15. It's the same candle. 434 is lined up, right? Four three zero. Tap that candle. Then once we break this candle low, we should drop here. It's about 120 pips. That's very possible today if we break, because there is hardly any volume here unless price reacts and pushes up from here. We could be coming down today. We could be coming down all the way here. That's 2900, 2898. What does that look like? 2898. Yeah, daily demand zone. Yeah, could drop all the way to the daily demand zone. That's very possible. It's going to keep our eyes on that today. Yeah. Yeah, we could be pushing down today. Could be pushing down today. It'd be a nice trade to take if you pull back up, grab liquidity and push down. Be very nice. Okay, on the 1 hour, we've formed supply. I'm going to mark that out. This candle is closing in a minute. We have a rally, 3 basin candles and a drop. All right. I'm going to mark that candle out. I just waited for the 1 hour candle to close because that's a clear drop. And there is a rally there, and on the 1 eye there's a base there. So we have to, but the 4 hour candle has a couple of hours to close, but on the 1 hour we already have a rally, a base, and a drop. So we have to, can't ignore that. 23756, 23756, 1 hour, and that supply has taken out this demand, making it a higher liquidity candle because the move happened in pre-NY. Usually this doesn't happen. You don't get such a big move in the pre-NY session, but we've had a huge move, almost 175 pips pushed down. Okay, so now let's look at supply. If price pulls back, is there a place price can grab liquidity and push back down? The weekly SR level is 1, 2950 is another, but in between that we've got this supply. So let's take a look at this on the 1 hour. This is the largest candle, is it? 42 pips, 50 pips. Okay, let's go to the 30 minute. Still the largest candle. 15 minute. Oh, still the largest candle. Yeah, definitely that candle right there. Let's go to the 5 minute. $39. This low is 743. This low is 732. Yeah. It's the entire zone basically. 237743. 237743. Okay. Yeah, we seem to be pushing down. I'd like to see a pullback up. Okay. Anyway, that's a high liquidity candle. If price comes above that, let's take a look at this one. This is a zone also. This is the largest 1 hour candle, I think. 55. Yeah, 55. Let's go to the 30-minute time frame. Still the largest, 55. Let's go to the 15-minute. It's 53. That's outside the zone. 29, 35, 37, 32. Yeah, I would use the 15-minute, 30-minute candle, sorry. Because the candle covers the liquidity candle covers the 2950. That's better. It's the entire zone, but that's okay. 379829. 379829. Okay, and up here, if you get up here, let's look at the 15, nothing on the 15. The 5 is just that. Probably take a look at on the 1 minute time frame. Really nothing there. Yeah, it's nothing there. Just gotta mark this anyway. But there's no volume there. 629, 282. 629, 282. and price has tapped that. So that's when you know that you've marked your liquidity candle correct, and price has tapped it perfectly and dropped like this, 290 pips. This high is 379. I don't want to overlap it, so yeah, that's better. Okay, that's it. Now we're waiting. Waiting for 30-minute support to form. Was to buy, but I would prefer sells. I would prefer sells today because these liquidity candles doesn't seem to have much liquidity in them. They're very close to each other. They've been tapped several times. This has tapped this candle. This zone has already been tapped here. This zone has been tapped by this and this. This zone has been tapped by this and this. This zone has been tapped here, right? So minimum price could drop here another 150 pips, pull back, create resistance, and drop. That's what I would like to see. Um, yeah. Okay, let's take a look at what price. Give me a second. We're gonna in a minute. I'm going to take in a couple of minutes. I'll be back, and then we'll take a look at what price has done during the um, Asian session and London session today. Okay, in 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, let's go to the 50-minute time frame very quickly. All right, so yeah, the market opened here, this candle right here. So the market opened around 29.52.50. Okay, we dropped here. Two, four, seven. Five, one, two. Two, three, four. Yeah, so London low, 953. Okay, so price is likely to push up here. Okay, so what's happened in the Asian session? What's happened in the Asian session is so the market opened. What was it here? No. Yeah, this candle right here. Here we opened. Price dropped, came back to try to retest the high. The market opened, right? Exactly, the market opened, retested the high, dropped, closed below 2950, dropped, came back up, didn't have enough Asian volume to push up, even though it grabbed liquidity from the EMA. There was not enough volume for price to continue higher. Closed back below the Asian, I'm sorry, closed back below 2950. So that would be the perfect sign when it failed to break the high and continue higher. That would be the perfect sign if you're trading the Asian session to take a trade to come down, and price dropped. So in the Asian session, we did about 170 pips. And in the London session, we've done about 120. So 170, 120 roughly. So we dropped all the way here. There was previous 1 hour demand here, but price dropped exactly into that 1 hour demand zone. That was the demand level there. It's visible on the 30-minute as well, right there. We dropped there and we pushed up. Then we ranged there, pushed up, we ranged, closed below the low Asian low. There was not enough volume for price to push down. Then we created the London low and pushed up, closed at the Asian high and continued higher to the EMAs where the EMAs crossed. When the EMAs crossed, that was in the London session, that would be a perfect trade. So as you have the first 50-minute back candle close to take that, because that's an area of liquidity. right here, point number 5. That rarely happens. It rarely happens in the NY session, but it does happen in sometimes the Asian or the London session. But for it to happen in itself is very rare, where the EMAs cross and exactly price to tap that cross. So that's exactly what happened, and price dropped from that point another 170 pips. So we created the London high there. We failed to break above it or cross it, so we formed resistance several times and we've dropped. Right? We rejected the London high several times and we dropped. And we dropped to the Asian low first, close below the Asian low, came to the London low. Once it closed below the Asian low, the next point would be the London low, and that's exactly where 29.29 is. So we tapped that, came down in the pre-NY session, tapped the liquidity candle, and now we're trying to push up. I would now, it's the London low. I'd like to see a 30-minute candle close above. In the next 30 minutes, I'd like to see a strong bullish candle close above the London low. The next candle to retrace and take the trade to go up. But overall, we are bearish. We're not bullish anymore. The daily is closing bearish, is bearish so far. The 4 hours are bearish. We formed a supply zone here at 29.50, and the 1 hour is also bearish. So you got to be careful in trying to take buys. Buys would be the counter trend trade. Buys would be the counter trend trade. So you got to be careful. We might have a bit of bullish volume to push up here. We might have some bullish volume. You got to wait for the candle to close because there is no news. If there was news, then this would be a tradable area because we've tapped the liquidity candles. If there was news, maybe in about 12 minutes, it would be perfect to take buys to go up, but there is no news. So we have to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Let's see how it closes. If it's going to close bullish, or if it's going to close below the London low bearish, or a doji. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, but we should be pulling back for we should pull back. I would like to take sells, to be very honest. I don't want to take these buys. I want to take sells, but I want to see price pull back up. Yeah, I want to take sells. Have we broken this any for? No, we haven't taken out this low. Yeah, no. No, sells would be very, sells. If price had taken out this low, then I would be confident with sells. Because this is a significant low that pushed price all the way up. It's the origin of the move that took price up almost 400 pips and crossed 2950 and broke this high as well. So that's the origin of the move up. So if you break that origin of that move, then that's a significant low. If you break that low, then you can wait for the pullback and to take the sells. But right now we haven't. So no, not comfortable with sells either. We'll have to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Let's see. We'll have to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Yeah, we should pull back. We should be coming back. Let's wait for 30-minute candle close. Let's see where this candle closes. It's got 10 minutes more. But there should be a pullback. There are no sells for me because price has already tapped demand. We are in this 1 hour demand zone that I drew, drop base rally. So there is no sells here for me. until we break this zone, we break the low, and then we pull back, then I'll have sells. But right now there are no sells for me. And for buys, I want to see, I want to see a 30-minute candle close. Did this break this low? What is this low? 410, low 48. Yeah, it broke this low. It could be coming lower. Price could be dropping down further. Low 408, 410. 5 minutes, 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah, if he had respected this low and pushed up, but we broke this low, this candle broke this low. On the 30-minute, this candle, on the 15-minute, this candle broke this low. Got to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. It's nothing to do. It's going to be a tough. This week is going to be tough. You got to be careful because there is no volume. Because it's a non-news week. Last week and this week are non-news weeks. Plus, it's the end of the week. It's the last week of the monthly candle. So if you take a look at the monthly candle, we're very bullish. The monthly candle should close bullish, obviously, because I don't think price is going to drop 1,300 pips in 2 days, 2 to 3 days. So we should close bullish. But the question is, how big is that wick monthly candle wick going to be? That's the question. 480. $29.12. Yeah, we could drop to demand. We could drop to this demand. There is no volume here. So price can drop here. There's about a 300 pip drop. We can drop to this demand. Back to 2900 basically. But for that, you want to see price pull back, create 30-minute resistance, and then drop. $85. So fairly large stop loss. It's a liquidity candle. Going to attempt buys here. Going to attempt buys here. Zero 06148. Closed above the London low. So the idea is we tap the liquidity candle, 4 minutes more for the candle to close. Maybe I was too hasty, but let's see. Let's see, because I'm willing to wait here. Take another buy there. I'm willing to wait for price. This would be my safer stop loss under here. Okay, so under this candle right here, 2134, 2134. This is a counter trend trade. It's a very risky trade. It's a very risky trade. Might even come here. Yeah. So let's see. 3 minutes more for the candle to close. I'm anticipating that this candle closes bullish. Right? That's what I'm anticipating. And price, the next candle taps into 29.29 and pushes up. That's the idea. Because price has come, stopped here, grabbed liquidity, rejected and pushed up and created a liquidity wick, right? A 44 pip wick. If we close above, if the 30-minute candle closes above 29.29, that will be ideal. But we have to wait and see. But I'm willing to wait until 29.21.34 because we might have a pullback and then a push up. Yeah. Resistance form, this formed at 1330. Yeah, because if sells are to play out, I need to see 30-minute resistance form. So for 30-minute resistance to form, price has to push up. And when it's pushing up, it has to grab liquidity to push up. And this could be that area where price has grabbed liquidity form. And there is 29.29. So if we close above 29.29, then we could be heading up. Could be heading up. Yeah, that's the idea. Maybe a little too. Maybe I opened it too early, but the idea is right. The idea is right. Grab liquidity. It would be better to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. I'll be very honest. It would be better to wait for 30-minute candle to close. But we should close bullish. And even if we close a bullish doji, that's fine. That's fine. Because the next candle should probably dip back in and then push up. But if we break this low, price comes down and break this low, then I'll close these two positions. Seems like we're closing bearish. Yeah, we're closing a bearish doji instead of a bullish doji. We should be coming further down, so I'm gonna manage risk on this. Let's see, we're closing bullish. Yes, doji. It's nothing. as expected. There was nothing. There is nothing in this candle. Okay, so let's wait for the next candle. Let's wait for the next 15-minute candle. If the next 15-minute candle dips in, breaks this low, I'll close a couple of these positions and then wait for another 15-minute candle after that. But the idea is we should be heading up. 1 hour, yeah, 1 hour zone. This low is 29.37. 29.37. 15-minute. Close. 34. Yeah, so I'm anticipating 29.37. See if we can get there. We might want to be careful of the London high here. Sorry, the Asian low. We closed without any. We might be careful at the Asian low. If there is a reaction, you might want to close trade. Okay, let's see. Gotta wait for the 30-minute candle to close to see if this trade is going to play out or not. Gonna have to wait. Because if this 30-minute candle closes a strong bullish candle, the next one should break the high and head to 29.37, which is where I intend to get out. But if you have a reaction here on the 5-minute or 15-minute, ideally 15-minute, got to be careful of this level. Look at that. The number of taps at this Asian low, you got to be careful. Price gets there, it could tap, that support can turn into resistance and push price down all the way down again. So you got to be careful. If you break this high, 15-minute high, this bearish candle high, you should head to 2934 pretty easily. It's 43 pips. If you break the high, we should head to 2934. Yeah, that's easy. Once you break this, we are going here. Another 20 pips. There we go. Now we're heading to 29.34. So again, the reason for this trade, I explained this, I'll say it again. Price dipped, grabbed liquidity on the 30-minute, created a massive wick, a 45 pip wick. Grab liquid, that to me is a liquidity wick. The next candle came, grabbed liquidity from that wick and is pushing up. This we have already broken the high, the 30-minute high. So I drew my fib. I went to the 50-minute time frame, drew the fib from this candle broke this low, this candle broke this low. I need to see minimum of two M15 breaks. So that's how I drew the fib, and then price did dip into this area again. That's a good area to take a trade to push up. Yeah, I was just waiting for. Just want to see the 15-minute candle close. It should close bullish. Broke on this side, the next should close. If we close above this resistance, if this it's got quite a bit of time though, it's got about 7 minutes for the candle to close. But if we close above this 50-minute resistance, this bear candle, then the next one should pull back, grab liquidity, and continue higher. But it needs to close above this. There we go. Pushing up now. I'm going to watch this area. Got to be very careful of these wicks here. Price tapped it. We should head to 29.34. I'm going to watch that area on the lower time frame. Problem is there's quite a bit of time for the 50-minute candle to close. If this happened much later, it would have been better. Then the next one opens, breaks the high, continues high. We've already moved. The 50-minute candle has already moved up here to 29.33, 29.34. Almost there, high, 29.33.7. Yeah, I'm going to take a position off there. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Might get a reaction here. Get a reaction here. I don't want to turn a winning trade into a losing trade. That's about a 56, 55, 56 pip move. Let's see if we can get there. 2937. Now bring your stops under this low. It's going to wait for the 30-minute candle to close now. I'm not going to do anything until the 30-minute candle closes. If it closes bullish above the London low, then we're heading higher. Then it's good. We're heading higher. Yeah, so that's at about 90 pips. Yeah, almost 90 pips, 29.37 if you get there. And stop loss would have been here. This would be the more aggressive stop loss under this candle. It's about 30, 40 pips to 90 pips, not bad. 2 RR. Let's see if you can get there. Gotta be careful here. The Asian, gotta be very careful of this Asian low. 30-minute candle has a long time to close. It can reject and come all the way down. If this happened closer to the candle close, if this move happened closer to the candle close, would have been much better. But we have almost 18 minutes for the candle to close. You got to be very careful. All right, we're tapping the Asian high now. You got to be careful. Are we going to reject it and push all the way down and the candle flips bearish? Or are we going to close above? We want to see a 5-minute close above this for it to continue. We tapped it. There has to be a 5-minute close above. If we don't close above, we're pushing all the way down again. That's the worry. I'm going to look at the 1-minute time frame for this. Because we can push heavy. We can push all the way down 70, 80 pips easy. Because we are bearish. Remember, I said that we are bearish. The EMAs have crossed. We've grabbed liquidity. We've failed to break above the London high, created resistance several times, and pushed all the way down to the liquidity candle. So a 5-minute candle needs to close above for us to head higher. 14, 15 pips. Let's see. See, we're reacting. We're price is reacting to this Asian low. This 5-minute candle has to close above. It's the first candle that reached it. It needs to close above to show me that there is bullish volume to continue higher and maybe even break this high here. This is 41. Seven. Yeah, it didn't. It's got to be careful now. Got to be very careful. If you reject, if there is a 5-minute rejection from this, a bearish candle rejection here, then we're pushing down again. Yeah, see, we rejected that. This was the worry, that because this happened too early, this move happened, still got 14 minutes for the candle to close. The 15-minute candle has closed bullish, but the next one can close bearish back down. Needs to break the high. If it breaks the high, we're going further, another 40, 50 pips. Needs to break this high. If it breaks the high, then the 5-minute will close above and we will continue higher. Still waiting. If it rejects again, then we're pushing down. It rejected it once, pushed down. If it does it again, then the 5-minute candle is very likely to close bearish. 3 minutes move for the 5-minute candle to close. Let's see if we can break the high, then we should close bullish. The 5-minute candle should close bullish. Did we break the high? 55. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, spread's increasing. What's happening? So, went to 5 pip spread. It's probably some news. Some news event. I don't know. There's nothing. There is no news. There we go. Broke the high. Now we should head to 2937 easy. Yeah. There we go. 2937. Close the pending order, but now let's see if 5-minute needs to stay above this, not below. If it's below, that means it's coming down. We've tapped the liquidity candle. Coming down. Needs to stay above to head higher. A minute more for the 5-minute candle to close. Let's see if we're going to push further up. 2937. We've rejected. We're closing bullish. Yeah, we closed above. 5-minute candle closed above this. The Asian The Asian low should continue up. Technically we should, but we've tapped the liquidity candle. So price can push back at react and retrace at any time because it's tapped the liquidity candle already. It's got to be careful. I'm going to bring my stops under here. So that's just 20 pips under this 30-minute low, 26.18, 26.18, 08. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we are pushing down now. Created a bearish engulfing candle. We could be pushing down. We've reacted here. If the 5-minute closes bearish back below, then I'm going to close my trade. Oh, spreads increased again. What's going on? What is going on? Why are the spreads going up so high? Oh, 5 pips again. Is there no volume? Okay, closed it. Touched the liquidity candle, I closed it. That was about 90 pips, right? There was 90 pips on the second trade. Good enough. I don't know what was wrong with the spreads. Why spreads were increasing that much? That's 90 pips. So from there, got in about there to about there. Spreads are quite high, 5 pips. Something's going on with IC markets. Something's going on with IC markets. 5 pip spread on gold. Not normal. It's the kind of spread that you get during NFP or CPI. But this is 5 pip spread on a non-news day. There's something happening with IC markets. Anyway, that was the trade. Again, 5 pips. Is it my server? 92. That's the lowest. It's the other account. DC. Yeah. Okay, that's it. That was a trade. Now, I'm not going to be here for too long today. I'm going to probably be here for another 5 minutes. Yeah. So that was a trade, right? I still favor sells because the EMAs have crossed. Price is looking bearish. To be honest, it's ranging. It's not bearish or bullish. It's ranging. But on the 1 hour, we formed supply, drop, supply, drop, right? So on the 1 hour, but that's too lower. That's too much of a lower time frame to do high time frame analysis on. If there were 4-hour supply zones that were created, just like this, there was a 4-hour supply zone, one more 4-hour supply zone and a drop, then that makes sense that I can say that price is now bearish, look for the pullback to sell and come down. But we have just one supply zone here, and price has been ranging. On the daily time frame, we're just going sideways. right? This could be a liquidity grab to push back to 29.50. Could be, right? That's what it's done uh, all last week. Grab liquidity, pushed up to 29. Came back, grab liquidity, push back up. Came back, grab liquidity, push back up. Came back, grab liquidity. Are we going back again to 29.50? Because price, I said this, been saying this for the last 5 days. The price is bouncing between 29.29 and 29.50, right? So this could be a repetition of that, where price dropped, grab liquidity 29.29 and pushing back to 29.50. That's possible, right? But you'll have to wait for the next 30-minute candle to close, to be honest, for to give out a trade setup. And I'm not going to be here for that, so I'm not going to give out any trade setups today. I'm not, because I would need to see the NYSE open candle. I would wait for the NYSE session to open to kind of see what price is doing. But I don't want to. I'm not going to be here that long. Yeah, it's this week is a quiet week. It's a quiet week. Okay, here's what I'll say though. 3.5 minutes for the candle to close. If you're looking to take sells, right? Because I favor sells, because the EMAs have crossed, I favor sells. If you're looking to take sells in the next hour, so let's say it's 9 a.m. It's 9 a.m. EST now. So by 10 a.m. EST, uh, or by latest by 10:30 a.m. EST, if you're looking to take sells, wait for a 30-minute candle. Wait for 30-minute resistance to form, either from the liquidity candle or from 2950, from this liquidity candle, to take sells to come back down, right? For the next 1.5 hours, within now, from now to the next 1.5 hours, right? So that's from 9 a.m. to maximum 10:30 a.m. EST, right? Wait for a 30-minute candle, a bearish candle to close from this liquidity candle or this one up here, from 2950 and this liquidity candle. A 30-minute bearish candle, tradable 30-minute bearish candle to close, forming resistance to take sells to come down. That's the only idea. No buys, because price has already come, tapped the liquidity candle that we marked today perfectly. We had marked it before the tap happened. Look at this. Perfect. Tap, straight up, 120 pips. Sorry, from here, 140 pips, right? Or from here, you can see from here, 120 pips, okay? So the move, the buys have already happened, price tapped and pushed up. So the only idea that I'm giving for the next hour and a half, within the next hour and a half, is a sell setup. Wait for a 30-minute resistance to form to take sells. Right? Wait for 30-minute resistance to form to take sells. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that was a decent trade from down here, about 90 pips on the second, almost 50 pips on the first, 47 pips on the first, 47, 48 pips on the first. Let's see. Yeah, about 47 pips on the first and about 95 pips on the second. 95 pips on the second. I closed it somewhere here. 95 pips on the second, right? Not bad. Okay, and the reason for that trade, as I explained, price tapped in the liquidity candle, big liquidity wick. When I see that, it's very interesting. I always get excited when I see a liquidity wick from a liquidity zone, from a high liquidity candle, sorry. Let me say that again. When I see a liquidity grab from a high liquidity candle, I always get excited because that's an opportunity to take a trade where liquidity is on your side now. So price to go in your direction. Now, it can go in a direction, it can always retrace. That possibility is always there. But When you have drawn a liquidity candle here based off the analysis, and then you see a liquidity grab, there's a 45 pip wick into that candle, and we formed M30 support. This is not a tradable candle, but the reason I took the trade is because of this massive wick into it, right? If this wasn't there, then I wouldn't have traded this candle. But because of this liquidity grab is the reason I took the candle. I explained the trade while I was taking it. We formed, I went down to the 50-minute time frame, drew the fib, waited for the pullback, took the trade. Okay, so we are heading towards 29.41 now that we've closed above 29.37. We should be heading to 29.41, 29.40, 29.41. Okay. So again, the idea for sells is wait for 30-minute resistance to form to take sells. 30-minute resistance, a tradable 30-minute candle, right? Okay, that's it. See you guys tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. EST. Just a second. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, see you guys tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. EST, and we'll do the prep work, analysis, and see if there are any setups for the NY Open. All right, take care. Have a great evening.